Just as North Korea's fired off a flurry of missiles, South Korea's risking the wrath of China by taking a stand at the United Nations over Beijing's handling of North Korean defectors, following years of criticism that China sends back refugees to face torture or death in North Korea. And we also have an update on Russian leader Vladimir Putin and the timing of his expected visit to Pyongyang. As we reported this week, North Korea continues to build ties with Russia, including through widely reported illegal arms trade. And after allegedly supplying Russia with ballistic missiles for use in Ukraine, the North's reminded Moscow and the rest of the world what it can do with cruise missiles. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said Wednesday morning the North had test-fired several of them toward the Yellow Sea. While we've seen ballistic missiles fired by North Korea this year, it hasn't test-launched cruise missiles since last September, when it turned out they were of the long-range strategic variety equipped with mock nuclear warheads. Meanwhile, that unprecedented step by Seoul, as South Korea used a UN review session in Geneva Tuesday to recommend that Beijing protect the human rights of North Koreans who defect to China. This was China's fourth Universal Periodic Review, which is a human rights assessment that all UN member states go through every 4.5 years. However, South Korea had never raised the issue of North Korean defectors' human rights during a review of China before. The South's ambassador to the UN office in Geneva called on China not to forcibly repatriate North Korean defectors, as Beijing's bound by UN conventions that should prevent the forced return of anyone at risk of persecution. North Korean defectors, who Pyongyang's referred to as human scum, are welcomed by South Korea, but China's defended sending them back to the north when claiming so-called North Korean defectors entered illegally for economic reasons. But having targeted South Korean companies and tourism in the past when upset with Seoul, it remains to be seen how China will now respond to the South's latest stance in Geneva. It also remains to be seen when Russian President Vladimir Putin will visit North Korea. If Pyongyang was hoping to imminently welcome him, after stating Sunday that he was willing to visit at an early date, Moscow's downplayed the possibility before Russia's presidential election in March. While Putin's virtually guaranteed to be re-elected, a Kremlin spokesperson described his expected trip to the north as a longer-term plan compared with his anticipated visit to Turkey in the near future. At this point, we await specifics.